Hi, I'm Mrs Metcalfe, the Deputy Head Teacher here at Feniscowles Primary School. Today I'm going to be talking to you about one of the measures that we are taking to keep you better informed of how your child is doing at school. The purpose of this video is to explain these graphs that we'll be sending out shortly after each assessment week in school, and I'm going to talk through how to read them and what each image means. The information at the top of the page shows you what subject and what term the test was taken in. Let's have a look at this graph here. A standardised score of 100 is the national expectation on assessments, and that blue line indicates how a child has performed. You can see here that the blue line is just below 100, which means the child is performing just below the national expectation. The blue line can fall anywhere on this graph, and the further down this end means that they have a little more catching up to do, but the further they are up this end means they're slightly ahead of their peers. Moving down to the bottom area here, you'll see the test date and the age at the time of the test was taken. The raw score shows you how many marks that child achieved, and the average score shows you how many marks were on average attained in the class. If we move down to this area here, it will also give you a maths age, and they are our most important sections to look at. The second page is really helpful in letting us know what strengths a child has and what areas of mathematics they have to develop. You can see here the green bars have been broken down into all the different areas of maths. If we look at how this child has performed, we can tell that they have particular strengths in measurement, as the bar is right at the top, indicating that a child obtained 100% of the marks available for measurement. We can see, however, that geometry is an area to develop for this child, as the bar is much lower. This graph is really useful as it lets us know where to focus our attention when it comes to helping children. We can see they're quite strong at measurement, so less time needs to be given to this. In class, more teaching will focus on the areas that have been identified as an area of need. So for this child, extra work will be set and given on geometry, and that's how you can better support them at home too. It's useful as it narrows down the particular areas of maths to help a child get better. Underneath the bars, we can see the mark breakdown. These letters correspond to the names on the bars above. On this test, 9 questions tested a child's knowledge of number, and you can see here that this person has scored 6 marks out of an available 9. Calculation is a really big area, and 19 marks were available in this area, and you can see that this child has scored 11 out of 19. The mark breakdown is useful as it lets us know where the most weighting is on the paper, and again lets us know where to focus our teaching and our time supporting our children. Calculation is a big area, so it's important that children can use this skill well. But we can see measure, although the child has scored well, was only worth 2 marks. The NTS predicted scale bit down at the bottom isn't something that we use in school or data that we gather, so it's not important for us at this stage. What is important to know is how useful this bar is in guiding us in where best to teach our children next. Some final points to note. These graphs are going to be given out after assessment week and just before parents' evening. That way you'll have assessment information about your child, and any questions that you have you'll be able to speak to your child's class teacher about at an appropriate time. This will be the first time that we've used this method, so we're seeking feedback from our parents and families. Did you find this useful? Do you find it helpful? And is it something that you'd like us to continue with in future? Please give any feedback to Mrs Metcalfe either in person or by emailing the school email address deputyhead@feniscowles.blackburn.sch.uk, and we look forward to working with you closely this year.